Something shocking happened on live television. The Atlanta Dream thought they could get away from throwing shade at Kathleen Clark and an Indiana Fever fan. But what they did not expect was that people were paying attention, recording, and ready to fact-check them instantly. And once the truth came out, the drama were caught red-handed, lying the entire WNBA audience. But what exactly did they say, and why did it exploded into one of the biggest fan controversies of the seasons? Let's break it down. It started during a routine broadcast when the Atlanta Dream decided to address the narrative surrounding Catholic Clark and Fever fans. On live TV, they suggested that Indiana's rising attendance, people weren't civilly about Clark at all. They implied that fans were not showing up because of her impact, but because of general growth in the league. In other words, they dismissed Kathleen Clark's influence entirely. But here is where things get messy. Instead of presenting facts, the Dream pushed a statement that simply did not line up with reality, and fans caught in instantly. As soon as the clip went live, social media light up, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Fever fans were replaying the video and pointing out the flaws. One user wrote, "Wait a second, the Fever had one of the lowest attendance records before Kathleen Clark. Now they are selling out arenas. How can you say it is not her?" Another fan received, pulling up the numbers from the last season this season. And the difference was undeniable. It wasn't just Fever fans either. Even neutral basketball viewers, people who don't normally watch the WNBA, chimed in saying you don't have to like Clark, but denying her impact is lying in yourself. In this space of ours, the Dream went from trying to put a narrative, being exposed on spanning the truth on national television. And here is why the Dream statement fell apart so quickly. Kathleen Clark has not just boosted attendance for the Indiana Fever, she has been transformed the league. Before Clark, Fever games were barely filling sections. Entire all-power bars in arena stayed empty. But since her arrival, ticket prices skyrocketed, arenas sold out, and even road games turned into spectacles. Everywhere she goes, from Las Vegas to Washington, the opposing team's market revolved around Clark's presence. Entire arenas filled with Kathleen Clark jersey because they could see the evidence with their own eyes. The backlash wasn't small, it was immediate and brutal. Media outlets picked up the clip, calling the Dream out for the undeniable Clark's obvious influence. Comment section on ESPN, Bleacher Report, and even official WNBA posts were flooded with fans calling the Dream jealous and delusional. So why would the Dream even say something like that? Why take such a risk stance on live TV? Some fans believe it is jealousy. After all, Kathleen Clark has already become the face of the WNBA, and that is not easy for other freshies to swallow. Others think it is strategies. The rivalry team don't want Kathleen Clark to overshadow their player, so they try to push a different narrative. But here's the deeper issue. The WNBA has been fighting for years to grow the audience. Now, with one player finally breaking through to mainstream attention, not every team is ready for the spotlight to shift so heavily towards Clark. The Dream may have thought protecting their bond, but instead they exploded just how far behind are the teams of drawing real fan attention. For the Indiana Fever, the controversy is more just than a fuel. Time a rivalry team tries to downplay Kathleen Clark's influence, it backfires. It energizes her fans, strengthening the Fever's brand, and makes every game feel like an event. And for Kathleen Clark herself, this is nothing new. She has been dealing with criticism, jealousy, and attempt to minimize her impact since college. Every single time she responds the way the same by letting her game do the talking. The Fever are pushing for a playoff spot, and all this drama only increases the intensity surrounding them. They don't just have fans in Indiana, they have a nationwide following, something no other team in the WNBA can claim right now. At the end of the day, the Atlanta Dream thought they could rewrite history on live TV. They thought they could convince people that Kathleen Clark wasn't the reason for packed arenas and sold out crowd. But the receipts don't lie. Fans know the truth, the numbers prove the truth, and the other rival teams try to downplay her impact. The bigger alleged glows, the Atlanta Dream may have been busted this time. But here's the real question. How many teams are willing to risk their credibility just to avoid attempting the obvious that Kathleen Clark is already the most powerful force in the WNBA? Because if there is one thing we've learned from this controversy, it is simple. Every time someone tries to bury Clark's influence, she only comes back bigger. Drop your thoughts in the comment section about this and hit the like button. Subscribe for more insightful story.